So a former teammate of mine, this is a great little sidebar story. You were talking about that ergometer. I think it was the Monarch ergometer. A guy named Andy Paulin, who was, if you guys remember Andy Paulin, Andy was about what, 6'5",
Yeah, he was a
200
big
plus.
dude.
And he was like, it was just like a brick shit house. He was a just
He was like
solid muscle.
Drago, but a
Yeah,
cyclist
yeah,
with brown
Drago,
hair
but a
instead of
cyclist.
blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if you don't know Drago, just look it up. But I
Rocky
remember
People know
Fort.
Drago. They all know
yeah,
Rocky
they
Drago.
Fort.
all know
Rocky Fort.
Drago. That was one of his nicknames was Drago. But famously, he was at the OTC training camp, and when it was like trying to get a position to go on one of these national team trips early on. I think this was before I was teammates with Andy on 10-speed drive in 1986. And he was like, he wanted to go on this trip, and Eddie B, something like, well, then you need to ride the ergometer for 20 minutes. Like no one, right? And you guys, we would hit exhaustion around 10, right? 11 minutes, I think,
He
around
was
there,
like
juniors.
16, 17, but either way.
Yeah, and he was some of the seniors. And so Paulin, the story goes, because I wasn't there, but he told that he said he got on that thing and he rode it, and he rode to 20 minutes. And when 20 minutes passed, he just stopped and very calmly just got off the thing and walked away.
Yeah,
that
wasn't
was
near his max or anything.
Wasn't,
He just
no,
rode
could
to
have
20
kept
to
going,
prove it. Yeah.
but he just rode to 20 to prove it. Yeah. And if I'm getting that right, I'll have to see if I can get in
I
touch
think
with
that's
him.
right. I remember you telling me that story.
That story.
Yeah, I think that's the
He was
same.
just, the guy was.
We have cross confirmation of stories from the.
Yeah. And he also was a really good draft too, because he was a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like
You just had to be
Filippo
on him.
Ganna.
Yeah, exactly.
the hard
He could
part.
stay on his wheel.
Yeah. And it was a good draft.
For the ergometer for us, I think you guys can fill this in because I don't actually know, but some of the ergometer was designed in the basement of Hendrickson's, and Larry Shields trained while he was a med student for the Coors Classic, Santa Barbara's marquee rider from the 70s and 80s, on ergometer or on some kind of electric resistance, because he was a med student, didn't have a lot of free time.
Yeah, honestly, I don't have any recollection of that connection from the ergo from Hendrickson's to or designing that ergo. But I do remember Larry being, ironically, other than probably he didn't have the time to do a ton of zone 2, his training seemed like it mimicked more like what guys are doing now. Meaning not just like long, even if it's threshold, not long blocks at threshold. He was all about getting out and going hard and taking advantage of the time you had, and really like a lot of intervals up and down. Now to qualify that for people in terms of Larry being interested in trying to do different things, he also, to help prep for altitude, would climb up and ride back and forth across Camino Cielo, which is, between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. And he put a wool sock in his mouth to mimic the lack of oxygen he would get at altitude. But he did go out and get like, what, 6th or 7th the one year at the Coors Classic, literally off of, I think, 250 miles a week, which back then would have been like shocking that anybody could have, ridden a multi-day stage race like that a week or 10 days and off of so little miles. But he did it,
At sea level.
Yeah,
Right,
training at sea level. Riding up, doing laps back and forth across Camino Cielo and back down.
Yeah, Shields was a rider that inspired all of us.
Yeah.
He was also a national champion as a junior, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably, yeah.
And all around nice guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So before I came in with the Clashes Laundry, and we got on a little sidebar where we were
talking about rides.
Talking about rides.